Plaintiff Jessica Brunson says she and the defendant were strangers when they decided to rent an apartment together. Jessica claims she soon discovered that the defendant smoked a lot of marijuana, which led to her suffering from paranoia, and she has a picture to prove it. Jessica is suing for her security deposit. Defendant Jennifer Davis says despite what Jessica says, Jennifer still thinks Jessica is an amazing person and a gifted artist, and she hates that money came between them. Jennifer refuses to return Jessica's security deposit because she claims Jessica did not clean up before she moved out.
What's going on?
So me and Jen had moved into an apartment together in September of 2007. We were strangers at first because we had gotten this apartment off Craigslist together. So when I first met her, I wasn't, I didn't know what to expect. When I saw her walk through the door, she had dreads. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm not used to people with dreads. And I thought that was really cool to have something different. So then she starts telling me about herself, and she sounds really cool. We kind of have stuff in common. We have other things that are not so much in common.
What do you have in common?
We're both college students.
Where?
Art Institute of California in San Francisco.
Good school.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
She also told me that she smokes marijuana. I said I was fine with that because, this is your house. You can do what you do. You're grown. I'm grown.
And you like to take a hit every now and then yourself?
No. I smoked with her twice, but that was it. I don't.
Every now and then, just like I said. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So anyways, she started to get paranoid about things.
That's what marijuana does.
Yeah. So we had parties. Sometimes her paranoia would kind of get in the way a little bit. Like she would always be like, no, you can't do this. And no, you can't do that. And she would say people can't go in the backyard because what if the cops are going to come and they're going to find out? And I told her that they're not going to come around. They don't just snoop around the back of our houses and see what are we doing today. But that's what she thought. I actually have this picture here of her kind of spazzing out.
Let's see this. What is she doing on the couch there in the back?
I don't actually know. It was just me and my friend taking a picture.
You might be right. Looked like she was trying to hide behind the chair. Oh no, marijuana don't do that to you. That's crack. You smoking crack or weed?
Absolutely not. I don't smoke either.
All right, you'll give me some background.
All right. Jessica and I moved in together on Treasure Island, and like she said, we were strangers, and I felt like we connected right away. In fact, I want to say that I think Jessica is an amazing individual, and she's a great artist, and I really enjoyed my time together and my friendship with her, and I'm actually really glad that we're in court to settle this because money came between us, and as a result, we do not talk anymore, and that is very upsetting to me. And so, though you may feel the need to slander and say things about me that are hurtful, I have no need to do that to you, Jessica, because I know what kind of person you are. You're a great person, and I appreciate everything that we ever had together. And so,
that was very sincere. Glad to hear that. Give her a hand for saying that. But by the same token, lighten up a little. I mean, because we do have some evidence here. It's not like she's making everything up. I got some evidence of something going on.
I will admit I'm kind of a spaz.
Huh?
I'm kind of a spaz for sure. I've got a quirky personality.
All right. What type of artist are you, ladies?
Well, I was not going to art school. I was finishing my bachelor degree at the California Institute of Integral Studies in San Francisco.
What type of career are you seeking?
I focused on a mixture of the social sciences and environmental studies. And so that's what I'm really interested in, and we'll see where that goes.
Environmental studies would be a great career at this day and age. What type of artist are you?
I go to school for animation, but I'm also a fine artist as well.
Okay. What do you want to tell me about the security deposit?
The whole thing happened in June of 2008. This is 3 months before we were set to move out. I had started living with my boyfriend. So I told Jen, as well as the other roommates, that I was thinking about moving out, and I had already had a place and everything. They told me to stay because it would be too hard to replace me in 3 months. So I said, okay. I paid rent, but I stayed at my boyfriend's house regardless. Then about in August, she tells me that, you don't have to worry about cleaning the common areas when we move out since you're never here and this really isn't your mess. Just clean your room, your bathroom, because I had the master bedroom, and get all your stuff out. And I said, okay, that's great. That's what I'll do. And that's what I did. So then the landlord did a walkthrough with Jen the next morning or the next day, and they had deducted $150 off of our
security deposit.
For dirty carpets.
So why do you think she owes you?
Because I cleaned out my part of the room, and she told me I didn't have to clean. And then she emailed me later, and she tells me, "Oh, I'm going to give you your money back." And I said, "Okay, I'm going to call you this weekend and pick it up."
That may be the defining issue here, is whether she said she was giving you your money back and has failed to do so. Do you have that email?
Yes.
Because quite frankly, ma'am, you can't nitpick what you're responsible for and what she's responsible for. Well, this side of the carpet you have to pay because you walked on it and you had mud on your shoes. What do you say?
I say that from the very beginning, the premise that she has just presented is false. First of all, she was living on Treasure Island. She was back and forth, yes, but boyfriends and girlfriends visit each other frequently. That is just the way it works. She did not move out, and I never said that she didn't have to clean. So the way I see it was that finally the week of the cleaning out of the house came down to that. And my roommate Matt and I, we were the only two remaining roommates. So he said what we could do is we could hire Christopher Becker, my boyfriend, to help clean up in place of Jessica Brunson.
What month?
That was the month September.
All right. And in November, as she says, you told her you would give her money back.
Absolutely. And I have the amount here that I think I owe her.
Okay. And that's based on what calculation?
That is based on, I've written it out to make it clear. I can explain it to you and show it to you, whichever you prefer.
Let's see it while you explain it.
Okay, so the original deposit amount was half of the rent, $1,150. She had a more expensive room than the three of us. She paid $400 initially. We each paid $250. So there's that part. If all had gone right, that's how much money each of us would have gotten back. The earliest roommate, Matt, moved out at one point, and because he moved out so early, we gave him his full amount back.
Go ahead. You shouldn't have. Go ahead.
Okay. So one of the reasons that I deducted, when we received the amount back that they had taken the carpet cleaning out of, which, by the way, were the bedrooms, and the reason those were not all the way clean.
Whatever they took out is legitimate. That's unless you contested that with them, you can't contest it with me. Okay. How much did they take from the security deposit?
They took out, let's see, what was it exactly?
Total security deposit was $1,150. They subtracted $150.
They subtracted $150.
All right. So she would be entitled then to
$350.
Right, a third. Do you think you're entitled to anything else? Because I've come up with $350, or at least Doyle has with his calculator.
I think I'm entitled to $479 because once we already gave Matt his deposit back, this was months back.
Let's just go over it this way. This is how we're going to do it. Did you put $400 up?
Yes.
The other three people put $250 up.
Yes.
That came to $1,150. Then $150 was deducted, and $1,000 is left. And they gave money that they shouldn't have given to the other person, and therefore I'm going to stick with the $350 because I believe Doyle's calculations and his calculator works better than any of our addition and subtraction. But I am right on the principle. At least I'm sticking with my belief and opinion. You get all of your money back minus your portion of the deduction. And I and Doyle have come up with $350. Have a good day.